Chuck your deuces up. Come on, Matt. Chuck your deuces up.
What? Oh,
No.
Put my dukes up?
No, chuck your deuces up.
Put up your fucking dukes.
And of course, if they would have known that they were being recorded, there's no doubt.
Someone just dry heaving?
Sound like a cat. Cat, not throw up. Have you ever heard that in the middle of the night? You just wake up to your cat.
Yeah.
I had to deal with it today at 2:50.
The worst part is I don't even have a cat.
That would really be disturbing.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Brain Gravy. It's been a while since we did an episode. I think it's been about, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. I apologize about that. We've all been really busy. But back in studio, you have me, your wonderful host, Ryan Heckman. Going around the table, to my left, we have Corey Coleman.
That's me. Hi, everybody.
And Matt Reichman.
I'm on your other left.
And for all you guys out there that like to play Brain Gravy Bingo, get out your cards because Matt will be coming in with non sequiturs that will completely destroy the flow of the show. So
I'll be dabbing like a mofo.
Maybe.
No
promises.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think since the last time we had a podcast, we've celebrated Valentine's Day. We've celebrated St. Patrick's Day. Corey, I seen you on St. Patrick's Day for a little bit.
Yes.
We ran into each other in Hornell for a little bit. I was pretty drunk at that point.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Nolo contender, eh? No, thank you.
Yeah, did you guys have fun? I seen you guys. We were on our way to the Knights of, or it used to be the Knights of Columbus, but now it's the main place, I guess, in Hornell or something like that. Pizarro? That place was fucking packed, dude.
Yeah, it was.
Then that band they were playing like Blink 182 and shit like that. They were, I think, do you know what they're called? The Badgemen, I think, is. They were pretty good. I was surprised. But yeah, me and Corey ran into each other randomly in Hornell. I was pretty drunk. I don't know where you and Bill were at. You guys seemed all right. You were looking for corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah, I was hungry.
Yeah. The main place didn't have any, though. Did you guys end up finding corned beef and cabbage?
No. We ended up watching that fella.
Fella, huh?
His name begins with a D. He plays guitar.
Can you be more specific?
Yes.
Dion.
He plays guitar.
Declan.
Darius
Declan
Rucker.
Benko. Darius Rucker.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Thought it was Hootie.
No, Hoo and the BJs, he's in a big bunch of trouble.
Yeah, Darius Rucker plays country music now. That's so weird.
Darius Rucker's in a whole bunch of trouble. He's not allowed to see his baby.
Why?
Because his baby mama is saying that that's not okay.
Do you know why, though?
No blowfish?
No, there's PFAs and allegations and court-ordered things that...
How do you know all this?
What does PFA stand for?
Protection from abuse.
That's the stuff that damages the ozone, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Chlorofluorocarbons. Whoa.
Yeah, I think that is
I just broke that out of 7th grade chemistry.
Hydrocarbons. You went and seen Declan Benko. Declan, he plays Irish folk music.
Yes,
I guess,
he's
right?
fantastic. He's Bill's new favorite.
That's cool. I'm glad you guys were able to meet him and figured out that he's like this
Who
guy.
was Bill's old favorite?
Good question.
I don't know. I don't know who his last.
Darius Rucker.
He was like,
Darius
yeah.
Rucker. That's why you know so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was playing at the Brute, right?
Yes, he was.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I started off at the Brute. I just started drinking wine. Not a good idea. I mean, it was a great idea at the time, but you just I drink whenever I'm not drinking beer, I drink everything else like it's beer. So if I'm drinking, sometimes I'll go through phases where I drink gin and tonics instead of beer at the bar. I'll just buy gin and tonics. The problem is I drink them at the same rate that I drink beer, and the same goes for wine at the Brute. I'm just housing wine basically. And it didn't take long before I was right there in that sweet spot of
white girl wasted.
Yes, yep.
The wine zone.
The wine zone. But I like a good wine drunk. It's not bad. The problem is getting wine drunk at 5 in the afternoon when you have plans to see friends and drink with them at 8 is not a good idea, because by the time you see them at 8 and they want to start drinking, you're already past white girl wasted. You're
I'm ready to go home.
Outside, girl wasted. But yeah, no, that was fun. I started off at the Brute, and then I seen there's this really good fucking Dead cover band there. And normally, with Dead cover bands, it's okay, like I've heard all these same songs a billion times. You're doing them just about as good as anybody else, and that's okay. Like I can enjoy that. But it was just a simple 3-piece, a guitarist, a keyboardist, and a drummer, and they were fucking fantastic. I was impressed. But yeah, I don't know, St. Patrick's Day was pretty fun for me. I got pretty fucking drunk. I ended up at Cider Creek. That's where I was meeting like Moyer and Miller, and we seen Burns play up there. He did a pretty good job.
Oh, nice.
Where did you guys end up?
Home.
I mean, after I seen you though, because like we went to the main place and then
Yeah,
broke
and
off,
then-
and I never even.
Yeah, and then
like,
we went to
within
the
5
Brute
minutes.
for about an hour, and then we went home.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, we just came back to Greenwood.
Did you do anything for St. Patrick's Day? Like we celebrated St. Patrick's Day a week ahead of time because that's when Hornell was. But did you do anything?
I did nothing.
You just stayed home and played Blackwater.
Yep, played some Blackwake.
Blackwake. Why do I keep calling?
I don't know.
Blackwater's the isn't
Contractor,
that
right?
Yeah, the military contractor, basically like hired. What is it when you hire people to be your
Mercenaries?
Mercenaries, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guess the word. That's what we're playing tonight.
This is what we're gonna play.
I heard dictionary.
No, so I don't know. It was a fun day for me. Did you actually end up eating any like good corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day at all?
No.
No,
No, I haven't
You and
gotten
Bill
my
are
corned
full on
beef-
Irish, and you
I
didn't
know,
eat corned
I know.
beef and
What?
cabbage.
I know. It was an off week. Yeah, it was just an off week.
Even I ate it.
I know. I got it from.
I
Flynn's.
turned it into Reuben's, but same difference.
I like it all.
You didn't eat corned beef and cabbage
No.
on St. Patrick's
No,
Day.
I didn't.
Cut off your red hair.
I
immediately.
know. I know.
Where's
I
the
know.
clippers?
Get the shaver out.
Listen, my hair is worth a ton of money. Honestly.
Like as a wig?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
you can
clarify
sell.
that. You're not like
Priceless.
Rumpelstiltskin over here.
Yeah, I was actually offered money by a doll maker for my hair once. So,
Really? How
yeah,
much?
Thousands.
What?
Yeah.
That's really
How are
creepy.
you not selling your fucking hair then?
Because it takes a long time for it to grow, and I'm kind of narcissistic. So
Wait, how long is your hair? Like, you don't have to take it out, but like, is it like here? Would you say or
like I could tuck it in my britches,
okay? So
but
how
all
long? Would
like pulled out. You know, it's super curly, but if
if you like straighten it,
I
and shit.
straighten it, I can.
If you if you were to shave your head and sell your hair today, how long would it take to get back to?
It would
britches?
never. It would never.
What do you mean it would never?
It would never. I would be like dead. Like that's how long it would take. There would be.
So we're going to have to auction to the highest bidder.
Yeah, we got some primo doll here, people. Get out your wallets.
I went through some
You
really
can make
bad
a real
hair-
nice leprechaun.
For all you redheaded doll fans, we got some real special for you coming right up.
I'm feeling
Take it to
very
Barrett Jackson.
uncomfortable.
Well, you know what it's making me think about is that episode of
No.
Seinfeld where George sees his girlfriend has that redheaded doll. Like, do you guys know what episode that is? And the doll looks just like his mom. All right, we'll move on from that. Redheaded dolls. I love where this podcast is already
Yeah.
going tonight.
St. Patty's Day and redheaded dolls.
Yeah, I had some fucking really good corned beef and cabbage. I got it from Flume's Country Store, people located in Rexville, New York. Actually, the next episode.
225 food.
That's right. Yeah, we're giving them Flumes. If you are listening to this, give us free beer for this. We are
Or a sandwich.
we are putting your name out there. Actually, this Saturday we have on one of the guys from Flumes. Fucking brain fart. Who's the guy? Who's the
His name is Brain Fart?
His name is Brain.
Is it Andy?
Andy? Fuck.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't listen to this. Yeah, Andy. I was talking to him
Definitely
today.
going to listen to
Andy's going to be coming on the podcast on Saturday.
That's super exciting.
Yeah, Andy's bringing us beer and pizza,
Nice.
and you're going to be missing it
and
because
I'm
you're
gonna
working.
because I'm gonna be working like
Yep.
an adult.
Yep.
The A word. The other A word.
Yeah, we have to have one adult in the room at all times. So you're leaving, and Andy's coming in.
Okay.
No, he'll be coming in. He'll be bringing us pizza and beer, and then we'll talk about whatever Andy wants
Star
to talk
Wars?
about. I guess
Oh. Tim's going to be
Tim's
here.
going to be here,
Yeah.
so I'm sure. Has Tim been on since
Hopefully
we've
he's
seen Rogue
cooked
One?
up some new theories. No?
I don't think he has. Tim hasn't been on in a while.
Where are you, Tim?
That was December.
Yeah, that was December. Yeah, Tim hasn't been on in a while. He's been super busy with his job. We're giving Tim a little bit of a break. We're not holding it against Tim, but we will continue to talk about Tim's love of the prequels, his love of Jar Jar Binks, and how much he adores both of them. I mean,
Mainly
we
Jar
still-
Jar Binks.
Yeah, mainly Jar Jar Binks.
Naked.
Yeah, he has that naked Jar Jar Binks poster above his bed.
Didn't Jar Jar Binks only wear like a bandolier and a smile?
I don't know. Jar Jar Binks wore like the fucking Donald Duck costume where like he had one part but not the other. Like Donald Duck always wore a t-shirt, but his genitalia was always hanging out. No one said anything about it. I think Jar Jar
flopping
Binks
around.
might have been the opposite. I think Jar Jar Binks wore pants but no shirt.
What do you call them? Like jorts, since they're his.
Jorts.
Like Jar Jar's jorts. He
Yeah,
could
like
come out with like a new
khakis.
line at Target.
Jar Jar Jorts.
Yeah.
Triple J's, y'all. What else? Yeah, why it's on my mind. I don't want to get too far away from it because we were just talking about it. I do want to talk about this game that you turned me on to, or you showed me gameplay of, Matt, which is Black Wake.
There you
Black Wake,
got it.
there it is, yeah. Black Wake, why don't you go ahead and describe the game as you described it to Corey earlier?
I'm going to
Just so
go
that-
play with the redheaded dolls in the corner.
Yeah, you just look like a redheaded doll for a second. That's not how arms like this.
Yep.
That is the creepiest doll I've ever seen in my
Very
life.
creepy.
No, go ahead and describe the game so our listeners
All right, so it's
know.
basically a multiplayer pirate game where it's a 27 on 27 with 3 ships, and there's a captain who steers the ship, essentially aims the cannons for everybody, and then the crew essentially then just shoots, loads the cannons, fixes holes, pumps water out when they're in battle, and it's becoming there's like voice and everything. It becomes really hectic, very hectic, and the worst pirate impersonations you've ever heard, or whatever. It's pretty bad.
It looked fun. I
But
mean,
it's amazing, yes.
I haven't played it. You've played it for like, what, 3 weeks now?
Yeah, I've played it for a couple weeks now, yeah.
Yeah, I just watched like 5 minutes of gameplay before we started the podcast. It looks so fucking fun. And
It's hilarious.
I'll tell you what I like about it. It's because it's a ship and everybody has their own thing to do. Like someone's, like you said, someone's loading cannons, someone's bilging water out the side, and someone like there's a captain that's calling shots and steering the ship. And
That's what
shit.
separates the good crews from the bad crews. The guys that can, like, diversify and, like, get what needs to be done when it needs to be done at the right times.
The
And then-
captain.
Yeah, and then the captain. I saw a captain that made someone else drive the ship, and he would fire cannons. But he would command everybody around, so you can do that, too.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's hard to believe that there hasn't been a multiplayer game like this sooner. I've been
There
saying
must
this.
have been something. I just haven't heard of it.
It
So-
looks so fun because the thing I like about it is it takes people like actually like working together for a common cause, and it's this really cool idea of like being on a pirate ship, and it looks very real.
There's some volatility like other online games, but it's kind of amazing. Like the teamwork aspect, like you can just see people
Yeah.
like working together, and like it's amazing. It's actually really amazing and hilarious.
I've been like we've played a bunch of Eve together. Eve is this super massive online multiplayer game. There's like 30,000 people on at any one time in the same server. It's ridiculous. But I've been saying this for a long time where I want there to be like a spaceship version, like think about your favorite episode of Star Trek where the fucking Klingons are coming in and they're attacking the Enterprise and everybody's at their station doing one thing. You have the captain calling the shots. You have fucking the science officer talking about how long the shield's going to last. You have fucking weapons officer, but everybody has a part. I think it'd be really fun to take that idea and transfer that to like a space battle game. You know what
I'm
talking
sure
about?
they're working on it now after
Yeah.
they saw how successful this one's been.
Oh, has it been pretty successful?
Yeah, it's like the latest fad, at least on Steam, or was a couple weeks ago. Still
Yeah.
a lot of people playing it.
How many people play it in like the same battle? You said 54.
Yeah, the bigger servers are 54, so it's 27 on 27.
How long do games usually last?
Probably 10 to 15 minutes or so.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, they're pretty quick.
Yeah.
All I can think of is like you playing with a whole bunch of friends, and then all I would do as like a mom, I'd be like, fuck this, I got this. No, I'm firing the cannons, I'm steering the ship. You guys are doing it fucking wrong. Like, just let me do this all by myself. I got this. Fuck all of you. 27 against me. Fuck you. I'm mom. I got this shit.
Well, that's how you know there's a good captain.
I can see you honestly being a good real pirate captain, like back in the day. Like if you were around back in the day, I can see you being like a pirate almost.
I was talking to someone today about like the things that I go on, like I do on a normal daily basis, and the things that I have to triage and filter through my head. And I said that I used the comparison of my life being like a snow globe in like a kindergartner's room. Right? So there's like all these kids, and all they want to do is like pick up the snow globe and shake it up really fucking quick and then put it back down. So like every time I'm like, okay, I got my shit together. Okay. You know, I got everything going on. I have all my shit together. And then some little fucker comes up and like shakes my shit up, and everything is a hot mess again.
Are you talking about your children or just
everything?
Kids in general?
Just life. My life in general is like fucking snow globe in a kid's room. Constantly having to like organize the same exact pile of shit, and by the time I have like my to-dos done and you know like my shit in a pile, somebody just comes and like, oh, here, we'll just throw that in there.
Wasn't that like everyday life for a mom though? Like,
Every day.
Like, aren't you used to this by now?
Yeah, it's like organized chaos.
Oh yeah, of course.
And
I feel like that's everybody's life in some way though. Like, have you ever gotten like you ever hear someone to talk about their organized life, and you just want to tell them to shut the fuck up because
yeah, like every time you open your mouth and you're like, oh my god, I was so busy. I'm like, Ryan, you didn't have to make sure that like people took showers.
See,
and
I have my own responsibilities too. I just have a lot more free time. That's the difference.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even my free time is boggled with ridiculousness.
Right.
Like I'm in the middle of like folding laundry and answering phones and like making a pot roast, and yeah, I mean just like somehow managing tons and tons of shit all at the same time.
Yeah.
And they're all important to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like if I don't do the laundry, then there's going to be like naked people, and then the school's going to call, and then, you know, I mean, like those are like the things that you think about. It's like, oh my God, I can't deal with CPS this week. You know, got to do the fucking laundry.
See, I've noticed that with like my own mom. Like my mom, there's no kids in the house anymore, but I feel like my youngest sister, she, like when she left the house, like my sister and I, like I wasn't living there, but I was living here in Greenwood, and then April was sort of kind of living there, but also living with her boyfriend. But I feel like Autumn, my sister, she lives in Florida now. April is living out of the house, and I'm moving up to Rochester, and I haven't been living there, but I feel like abruptly in her life, like children are not there anymore. Like we visit, like I go up there, you know, 3-4 times a week. My sister comes there, and then obviously Autumn when she's back on break. But I feel like my mom, she was the same way growing up. Like there's always something to do, like sports practice for me, or piano lessons for one of my other sisters, or this or that. There's, you know, and it seems like for you, that's going to be like your life is very chaotic now. But can you really imagine anything else at this point in your life? Like, can you imagine if your kids weren't there?
Yes and no. I don't know what I would do because I really like it. When I don't know how I'm gonna react when the kids are out of the house. I really.
Are you gonna go crazy?
Yeah.
Are you gonna have like a midlife crisis?
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna get like.
Are you already
weird...
planning it?
Oh my god, yeah. I've been looking at cars and tattoos and yeah.
What's Corey's midlife crisis gonna look like?
I don't know. You know what? It might be crazy. I might like really just like get my shit together.
Oh, that's when it finally comes around.
Yeah, I'd be like, you know what? I might just get like an adult 9 to 5 and then just be like completely normal. I don't know.
You think you and Bill are ever going to like just get on the road and travel? Are you and Bill like that? Like, do you guys like to travel and get out there? If you didn't have the kids, would you be traveling a lot?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, we enjoy each other's company, and you know, we genuinely like each other and we get along. So being in a car with each other for an extended amount of time, I mean, there's a lot of people that I wouldn't be able to take a car ride with.
Yeah.
You know, let alone go cross country or something like that. So I think that ideally, I saw a map, and it was made by scientists or something like that, and they took
a map.
scientist map.
Science map.
It was a United States map made by scientists,
Like
and they
climate map?
no, it was a adventure map actually, scientific adventurers, or Dora the Explorer, and what it did was it took you through every state in the United States, stopping at one focal
Laboratory.
point. Yeah, whatever.
Like a focal
Mandatory
point,
tour.
like a
Yeah,
like the Mount Rushmore or something like that.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Fuck
And it
Mount
took
Rushmore.
Why
you.
did it take scientists to make this? Anybody with Google can make this map.
I don't know. Well, maybe all the
Just because they
scientists.
tried it,
not
so they're like, hey,
scientists.
we're scientists now.
Let's
Yeah.
do science shit. Okay, who's got a map?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go on though.
Well, no, I mean, I thought I had actually shown it to Bill, and thought that it was like really exciting. You know, like, oh look, you know, you could ideally drive around the country and say like, oh, you know, hey, I did all 48 contingent United States.
Right.
But you know, in a car ride, and that I think that's really interesting because, you know, bucket list wise, being able to cross that off is pretty cool. I mean, like, even if you only did like half the loop,
Right.
or, you know, I mean, like, cut out parts of it.
Have you ever taken a road trip like out west or anything like that?
No, I've only been on the right side of the United States of America,
Which side is the right side? The north?
the correct side.
Yeah, I've
I
taken
did 2 big ones.
Yeah, you did 2 big ones. I've done a couple.
2 over 10,000 miles in a
Whoa.
month.
Yeah, you and like
Me-
a
Francis
mutual
and I hit
friend,
up a lot of
Frank.
them.
Yeah. Where'd you guys go?
Everywhere in the U.S. pretty much. No, we went out west. We hit out a lot of the state parks. We got one of those state park passes or whatever, or state park, national park passes. So it allowed us access to like all the parks for maybe it's like $100 or something.
That's pretty good because I think it's like $20 to even stay there one
Yeah,
night.
yeah,
if
it
you-
would end up
yeah.
being a really good deal. And we just camped out in all the really cool places like Arches and Yosemite and just pretty much name it out west, and we've been there.
Yeah.
Mesa Verde. Yeah, and they're all amazing. Really, really awesome. Definitely worth it. But also really hard to spend a month in a car with 4 people.
Yeah, did you guys get sick of each other?
Yeah, you definitely get sick of one another. A lot.
Yeah,
It was the best of times and it was the worst of times.
Yeah, I've done it like twice. Well, yeah, I've done 2 like main road trips. The first one was this girl that I had been dating for a long time, Stephanie. You remember? Like we were dating for like 4 years at this point. She was like, we dated throughout high school, and then this was after high school, and we took 3 months because I had worked all year, and then I was on unemployment because it was the winter. And we took 3 months and went down like all along the East Coast, then went like over to Texas, then up into Colorado and back. But like we were staying at like I had family in Myrtle Beach. She had family in like North Carolina, and then I had family in like Texas and Colorado and everywhere else. So like we would go to a place, like stay for a week, and then do some exploring, and then that's how we kept like our housing costs down. Like we weren't staying at hotels at all. We were just going from like place to place, but we were pretty close. Like we'd been going out for like enough time that we could spend like a lot of time with each other because we always did anyway. And even after a couple months on the road, we were just like, oh man, we need a fucking
Yeah,
let's just take a fucking couple days break.
being
when we
that
get
close,
back.
yeah.
I mean, it's just the little things. Like it's not that you get sick of each other on a whole. It's like you get sick of like the fact that
Just,
they
yeah,
chew gum with their mouth
Yeah,
open.
little things.
Yeah.
They just add up until you break.
Yep. And it's like you can deal with that for like you can deal with that for as long as it takes. Like if you're not with that person all the time, but when you're driving with the same person for like 10 hours and you're just hearing, that's when you snap at that point. And by the end of that, we were on our way back, and I just remember like I cannot wait to get home. It's not that I don't like this person. It's not that I'm like seething with hatred. It's just like I need like just time away from. I just need time with somebody else, like a friend, anybody but this one person, because I'm getting sick of all the little shit that they do. And I'm sure she was like that with me. I have my
yeah.
for sure. I can remember one of the funniest things that we still laugh about to this day, me and Stephanie, is when we were on our way back, we were driving from Colorado back to New York, and I think we stayed one night in one place, but it was basically like a 2-day drive of like driving the whole day, like it with with like an 8-hour like sleep stop. And we had been listening to music the whole way. We got a whole bunch of I shouldn't say that. So we were listening to music the whole way, but this is before like XM radio. This is before podcasts or I wasn't into talk radio at that point. So it was just like music. And I'm like, you know what we ought to do is just listen to an audiobook. But we didn't have the money to go out and buy a $150 audiobook because that's what they cost. Like if you want to get a stack of CDs. So we stopped in this little town in the middle of nowhere in like Kansas. And we went to the library in town, and I told the lady that I just moved there from like Texas or something. I just made up some state that wasn't New York, and I told this lady that I just moved there and I wanted to get sign up for a library membership, but I didn't have my ID, so I just made up everything on the spot. She believed me, and I went to their audiobook section, and I got The Hobbit on audiobook, checked out under this fake name. And we got it, and we listened to that for like pretty much the whole way back. The Hobbit isn't a short book, and it was unabridged, of course. And we still laugh about the fact that this old lady, this old sweet nice librarian in this small town, believed me through all that, and I just robbed her the first. We just totally took advantage. And I still have the audiobook. Sometimes it's in my room up at my parents' house. I still whenever I go in there, I still see it and just kind of have that brief memory of how hard we laughed.
You better go take it back.
I should. I don't even remember the town. Like I said, it's like we were driving on the highway, and I'm like, man, I've listened to fucking Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore 8 fucking times on this trip. I'm sick of it. What can we listen to? But I have it was just like we were driving on the highway, and then we seen an exit for the next town, and I'm like, well, if it has a sign, there's probably a library there. Just guessing, and there was it was a small town.
That's a really brilliant idea, though. I mean,
all my ideas are really. They all are, Corey.
All of one.
We've established this many podcasts ago.
No, that's a really good idea. I took a trip with Bill down to North Carolina, and that was 12 hours in the car, and that was the longest we had driven together before. We took I think the longest we ever went was about 4 hours or so. But 12 hours in the car, I was all done. I love my husband, but I was all done.
Yeah, you just need a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I love your face, but I don't want to look at it anymore.
I can't stand driving long distances anymore. I like the idea of a road trip. And if you're driving, getting fucked up on the way, that's fun too. You have something to occupy the mind, but there comes a point where you're just okay, we've been driving for 6 hours and we're going to be driving another 6 hours. It's just a wasteland.
We drove to Arizona in 36 hours.
That's pretty fucking fast. That's really fast.
That was a fucking marathon trip.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's completely...
That's going to bed and waking up in the car and still being driving.
Because it takes 26 hours straight to get to Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, we pretty much went straight there.
Yeah.
Just straight booked it.
Oh, shit.
I couldn't be with myself for 26 fucking hours in the car.
I had to get a beer. Do you guys talk amongst yourselves?
We will. We're going to talk about you.
I'll
no,
go for
I'm
one.
fine.
I'll go for one. Onesie.
He's leaving us.
Yeah.
While the cat's away. Meow, meow, meow.
Can we just sit here in silence?
You're the host, Corey.
You're the host.
I'm the hostess with the mostest. Thanks, Ryan. Hey, welcome back to Brain Gravy without Ryan Heckman. It's me, Corey Coleman, filling in while he...
All your ideas are great.
The beer bitch. All of my fucking ideas are great. Thank you. As long as we've established that. All of my ideas are better than Ryan Heckman's.
That's what the leader gets, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mercenaries.
How is she?
There he is. And welcome back, Ryan Heckman in the studio live on Brain Gravy Podcast.
He's back.
Hey, folks, I'm back. Sorry you had to deal with Corey for a little bit.
All your ideas are great.
Corey, I want you to have your own
there's another
podcast.
I don't want to have my own podcast.
What are you going to do when I move to Rochester?
Probably the same thing I do.
Just be a mom?
Yeah, like the same thing I do. Minus your little snowflake in my globe.
But how are you going to podcast?
I don't know. Could you put me like on like a TV? Could we do it like that way?
We could do it. I don't
in
think you
viral
possess.
or in vitro or online.
What?
I don't know.
Can we sync up somehow?
I would love to do that. I'd love to do that. I just don't know how it'd work. But you're always welcome to come up to Rochester at any point and do it when I move it up there. That's going to be a whole new chapter of Brain Gravy once we move it up there.
That's like season 3.
We just started
Extra
season 2 though.
chunky.
I don't want to do it. I thought about that. I don't want to change it to season 3 yet because we just changed to season 2. We got the new colors for our episode covers. You guys don't know that, but I actually put in a lot of time and work to make it.
Thank you so much for doing that for
Yes,
us.
thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate
We
it
have-
immensely.
To our listeners that don't know, we have a website. It's braingravy.org. One of our regular guests, Will Moyer, actually helped me out with it. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it looks fucking cool. And it's weird. I think like our Instagram account feeds a lot of traffic to it for some reason. It's kind of weird because I don't know how else. Like I have the analytics so I can look at like the traffic on it, and it's weird because like sometimes we'll get a spike at like 3 a.m, and I know it's nobody that we know.
Russian hackers?
It's fucking Russian hackers. Trump heard our anti-Trump episodes and it's just like, you know what? I got a guy in Russia. Did you see Trump is going after that website? Some website made a
BuzzFeed?
No, it was just like some kid made it where it's like
The
a
internet?
kitten is hitting a picture of Trump.
I have not seen
It was really simple. Like it's like one of those like late 90s websites where it's just like all it is like you go to it and it's just like a kitten
Angel Fire?
hitting. Yeah, that's basically an Angel Fire website. It's really simple. Nothing. All it is a kitten hitting a picture of Trump. That's all it is, I guess. I haven't been there, but I've seen pictures on this article. And Trump sent his lawyers to shut down this website.
Seems legit.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
don't know.
president. You don't want the president being represented in that way.
I also seen it. I don't want it to divulge the anti-Trump shit, but I just can't help myself. Was that you that posted that? No, I don't know.
I
if it was.
don't post a single anti-Trump
Yeah.
thing.
It was talking about how much Obama had like a $12 million a year budget for his trips or something.
It was
like that.
$97 million
Over
in his
8 years.
8 years.
Was that you that posted that?
No, I'm
But you've
just
seen it.
informative.
Oh, you actually knew that? Because that's what it was.
I know that's what
Oh shit, Corey's
read it.
Corey's on the up and up.
What are you, a scientist with maps?
I've
So-
got maps,
One of those
bitches.
map scientists?
But in the 3 months that Trump has been in office, he's already spent $18 million. So Obama was $12 million a year. Trump is up to $18 million within 3 months.
Yeah, but he's golfing at way better courses.
I know. Such a fuck. Oh, I've totally are you guys still you still post a lot of fucking political shit? I've just completely given
know
up
what
on
you're
it. I don't
talking
give
about.
a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just letting it just going down with a ship with a beer in my hand and a smile on my face, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
I don't know. It is weird. I don't know. We don't have to get into Trump. I guess we got off on that tangent.
Yeah, wow, how did that happen?
I don't know. We were talking about road
Jar
trips.
Jar.
We're talking about Jar Jar. Then we talked
Yeah,
about
road trips, Florida. We did a lot of Floridas, did a lot of New York Cities.
Yeah.
Francis and I did a lot of road trips, like probably 100,000 miles of road trips. Who even knows? Like serious amounts.
Right. Where was tell us one of your best stories off one of these road trip stories.
I don't know. I don't really remember any great ones. I mean, there's probably a lot that aren't really fit to tell. There's a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, I was about to say you've
happened.
told me some good ones, but I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
divulge those publicly.
There's none that I can really think of offhand that were kosher for the airwaves. Oh, I remember we were in. All right, one that's pretty funny. I remember we were in Salt Lake City, and we were in like the Mormonopolis complex, like the whole central downtown area, and we were touring that, and we were leaving, and there's like a bum outside with like this weird like port coming out of his chest or whatever, some medical device. He's like, "Oh, could I have some money?" And we're like, "Whoa, Jesus, buddy, all right." Mormon Jesus, buddy. And
Yahweh.
and so Francis is like, all right, I'll give this guy $5. So he hands him a bill, and we start to walk away, and the guy's like, oh my God, thank you so much. And we were like, we're on a road trip, so we were poor as shit. So, and Francis like turns around and looks at it, and he handed the guy a 20. He's like, whoa, I didn't mean to hand that guy a 20. He goes back over and grabs it out of the dude's hand and then hands him a 5. And we go and we walk away. And then later we bought Starbucks.
Oh my fucking God. Are you kidding me, dude? How could you do
Like,
that?
oh man. We felt pretty bad about that one.
But you are broke. Like, I understand that. Like,
Actually, we
being broke
ran
on a
out of
road
money
trip.
in Mormonopolis. We actually had to get my parents to wire us some money
Is that
in
right?
Salt Lake City.
How much did they wire you?
$250.
And that was the amount of money you needed to get from there back to
Yeah,
New York?
pretty much, yeah.
How much did you go out there with?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
And we were buying like coffees at Dunkin' Donuts. We were just like, oh yeah, we'll just buy a coffee every couple hours. There's like 4 people in the car, 4 coffees every couple hours. Like, all right, just the drivers get coffees from now on.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, only if you really need it. And so then on our second road trip, we brought a coffee maker with us. And so we just go into truck stops and just dump water in the bathrooms, and there's plugins in there, and outlets in there, you just plug them in, and we'd be brewing coffee right in the restroom. Truckers come in, they're like, that's a brilliant idea. And we'd be like pouring cups of coffee for truckers in the rest stops. It was an interesting
Ryan
experience.
Heckman came up with this idea.
I'm surprised I haven't yet, actually. That is a great idea.
Oh yeah, we made a lot of
plugins
friends
in there. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we'll try it. We'll give it a go.
Yeah,
I didn't get sick.
I've been broke on road trips for sure. Like, definitely towards the end of my first one, like, it was the same thing. Like I think we were going to drive, me and Stephanie were going to drive back from Denver all the way back to New York because we couldn't afford a hotel room, but we could afford to get all the way back. And my parents were like, that's crazy. We're going to buy you a hotel here. Just drive there. We already paid for it, sort of deal. Definitely not on my second one. The second one was with me, my sister April, and then Ashley. You guys remember Ashley, right? And we went out there. We went to Colorado. We drove all around Colorado. Like, that was a fun one too because we drove straight out there, and also we drove out there nonstop. We had no sleep. Well, some people we were going to do, like, sleep rotations, but...
Yeah, that's how it worked with Arizona. And then I, like, stayed up for, like, 20 hours. And they're like, all right, it's your turn to drive. I'm like, well, I need to sleep now. And they're like, well, you had to watch us drive. Now it's your turn to drive and we sleep. And I was like, well, wait a second. This doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, that's, like, what happened is, like, we left from Pittsburgh. Like, Ashley got off of work. We already had everything packed. She got off of work. And then we just went out. We started at night, and I think she started driving, and then me and April were started drinking. We were getting drunk, and like and then like I had to sober up, so I stopped drinking, and then she started drinking, and then like at some point like I was the driver, and then and
you were drinking.
No, I wasn't drinking at that point, but like they were drinking, and it was like a party for like from here until like Indianapolis or something. Like, it was like 8 hours of drinking basically, and we still had like 18 hours of fucking driving at that
would be
point.
really rough. I feel like,
yeah,
that would be too hard to do.
I was like I'm gonna get some sleep, but like I stopped drinking, and then I was like, I'll get a couple hours of sleep, and then I'll take over driving.
Sober up, sleep, and then drive. And
I just stayed in I was just smoking cigarettes and not drinking, but still like in the party atmosphere. And then
now you know what it's like to be the pregnant girl at the bar,
smoking cigarettes,
and drinking your Pepsi, watching everybody have a good time.
Well, okay, so like so I started to take over driving, and then it was still the same thing. Like, I just was still in the same party mode, just not drinking. And then like I think they started to like get sleepy, and then they fell asleep, and I'm like, well, fuck, I'm just driving on like no sleep. Like, now it's all on me. And I can remember the sun came up the next day, and I'm still driving. And I think, I don't know, we left before the sun went down, and then I started taking over like, I think around like 2 or 3 in the morning is when I started driving. So the sun came up about 5 hours afterwards, and I was delirious. Like, I was in that, like I it's one of those stupid things you do where you think you're good enough to drive because you're sleepy.
Yeah, but you're not.
And you're not.
Yeah.
You're not even close. But you, like, your mind is just convincing yourself. And I can remember like just driving and like convincing myself like you can fall asleep for 30 seconds and you're fine. Just take a quick 30-second nap. Wake up. You'll be still like driving straight. Like you go through those little mind games where you think you can fall asleep for a second, and I'm like,
when you get in the planes where it's just flat and straight, and it's just like you will fall asleep.
That's what it was.
You cannot stay awake driving those roads for long periods.
I love road trips, but I don't want to plan another one where I'm going to drive
God
through the
for
middle.
Rumble strips.
Yeah. I'm sure they've saved many a
lives.
life.
Yeah, they worked for us.
Getting through the plains though is fucking terrible because there's nothing for as far as the eye could see. Like even like when
if you could just rig it up to go completely straight, you'd be set. You could take a nap.
That's why the Tesla self-driving cars are going to be lifesavers for these road trips, because you can set them on autopilot in that situation. Like now, like if you have a Tesla and it has that ludicrous mode or whatever the fuck it's called, you can set it on autopilot and just let it self-drive for as long as it will before it needs to be recharged. In fact, there's videos out there of people like driving on the highway next to a Tesla, and the driver is like zonked out in the fucking driver's seat. I love those videos when I see them.
Seems like such a bad idea.
Yeah, but it's awesome because it's relatively safe. Like the car knows like where every other car is, you know, around it because it has those sensors.
I just know if I could take a nap though. Do I trust it this much yet?
I don't think I could purposely take a nap. I could accidentally take a nap, wake up, and feel like imagine like imagine driving for and you fall asleep and then you wake up like
where
2 or 3 hours later. And you're like, where am I? It'd be like the Dumb and Dumber moment.
Yeah, John Denver's full of shit.
That would be kind of scary if you were into like sleepwalking or something, and you just like went out to the car, or you like, and then you woke up and you didn't know where you were because like your car took you.
The car can't like pull out like back out of your drive. Like you have to like set it. Like it can't
forget it.
Yeah, like you have to be like
you got to give the old Popeel.
Like it has to be a highway. That's the only time that you can really use. Or like if you're in a city, it'll like stop and go with traffic that's also stopping and going. It's really cool. Like I wish I would give anything to have a Tesla. But
anything.
Oh, what was I talking about? Oh, so let me finish the story. So like we're going out to Colorado, and I was delirious, and like they were asleep, and like I came so close to fucking killing all of us. Like I think I legitimately fell asleep. And like was going off the road, and I woke up, and then I overcorrected to get back on, and it was like if I overcorrected a little bit more, it would have lost control, and I got back on, and I think like they just like woke up a little bit, like and then went back to sleep, like they had no idea that their life was this close to fucking ending. And I don't know, I pulled off at a truck stop, and like I think I got like
took a little nappy.
I think I got like half an hour of sleep. Let me answer this really quick. Hello?
This is
Hi, it's Corey. Corey Coleman, back again.
For a phone call.
I know. This is
recording the podcast. What's up?
Yeah, this is in the middle of a podcast. Oh, hi.
Emergency.
It's understandable.
I can't do this right now. I gotta go.
But maybe in a little bit.
So, show me your doll collection. In your Canadian dolls.
All right, I'm sorry about that. I got 2 phone calls in a row from a family member, and I had to make sure no one was dead.
We're good. I understand.
Not a big enough issue to cancel the podcast, though. But I'm getting beers. I'm answering phone calls. This is a very unorthodox podcast.
Yeah, this is weird.
Happening right now.
We forgot how it works. How does this work?
I don't know.
It doesn't have to work anyway. That's what I love about this podcast. Is there's no rules.
We can just sit here in silence.
There's no rules, man. Woo!
You could just make sounds for the whole podcast.
Meow.
I'm not going to do that, but
That's
I'm glad you guys started.
And that's the fact that we're synced up. When are you getting your period?
No, okay, let me finish the road trip story, though. So, like, we totally intended on this road trip to, like, save money. Like, instead of going and, like, getting hotel rooms, we got, like, $1,000 in camping equipment. We're like, we're going to camp every place we
You
go.
could have stayed in so many hotel rooms for $1,000.
I know, but we also go to like to go to festivals and shit like that, and we're like, we're gonna use this camping stuff for everything, and like so far we have, or I have at least. But it's funny because we had this whole idea of saving money, like we had like a fucking like a thing full of ice, like a
Cooler?
A cooler, yeah.
Jesus.
We had a cooler full of ice and like all this food that we prepackaged and all this other shit. The first thing we do when we get to Denver, Colorado, is check in at the Ritz. I kid you not. We felt so like we were all hungover as shit.
You with your container of ice.
Oh, and I was in my
I have
old
this vessel filled with frozen water.
I was also in my old Windstar van. Like, you guys remember me driving that around, yeah. But it's so funny because we were all, like, once we got, like, a couple hours away from Denver, like, we hadn't had showers in, like, almost 2 days at that point.
Oh, that's the worst
We were all
part, is
hungover
the
as
lack
shit,
of
yeah.
showers, yeah.
We were all hungover as shit. We got to Denver, and, like, I think it was Ashley. She proposed the idea of checking in at the Ritz. And, like, we looked at, like, we got a good price online for the Ritz. I think it was, like, I don't know, $170, which is a lot of money. A lot of money, I get that.
But for the Ritz.
But I will never forget the look on the guy's face who valets cars.
17% of your
Is
camping.
we pull up after 2 days of driving and like in our own filth and like smoking cigarettes and
Yeah.
drinking and eating
And
fucking
you're at
fast
the
food.
Ritz.
We pull up in my Windstar van with all this bullshit stacked up in it, and we had so much shit in that
Garbage,
car.
yeah,
we
nonsense.
packed way too fucking much. But we pulled up at the Ritz, tossed the guy the keys. We stunk like shit, and then we went in the Ritz and partied our fucking ass off that night, dude. We had all sorts of shit, dude. It was fun. We had fun that whole fucking trip. We went all around Colorado. It was definitely one of my best road trips. We went all around Colorado, seen some of those amazing views.
Oh, the Ritz.
Colorado, like in the lower southwest of the state, there's what's called the $1 Million Highway, and what it is like basically about 10 hours of driving, and it feels like you're driving like through like the Swiss
$1 million.
Alps. It feels like $1 million, but it looks like you're driving through the Swiss Alps, like mountains, and like you're driving like along cliff sides for so fucking long, and it's one of the most amazing things I've ever
So
done
it
in my
probably
life.
costs way more than $1 million to make.
I don't know why they call it the $1 Million
Yeah, I'm
Highway.
confused by that.
I think it's I don't know. Who the fuck knows why they name why did they name the fucking highway system the Eisenhower Highway System? No one knows.
They named it after George Millions. Or George Millions dollars.
Okay, for all you people with your brain gravy bingo non sequitur card, I think that's a
George
B.
Millions.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so once upon a time, my mom was, she was like the director of recreation at a nursing home. Okay, so she was like a professional bingo player. Okay, and I was young, and I grew up in a nursing home, and I grew up.
You're a Benjamin Button.
That explains so much.
calling bingo numbers. I mean, I didn't know all of my alphabet and how to, like do stuff, and I'm, calling out bingo numbers. It's like B4, B4, B9, B9. And then later in life, when I was working at nursing homes and calling bingo numbers out, there's like a couple that, there's a couple like combinations that you can, say something about, because usually you have to like say them twice and loudly, and you can say, it's like B4. Oh, call me B4. You get, okay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
then,
No, I know all those.
and then B9. Oh, your cancer is B9, Mrs. Jones. Congratulations.
No, I can remember playing with this guy when I was deployed, because when you're deployed, they have bingo night. And this old fucking like nasty guy, like when I-18 was called, the guy's like, I-18, and the guy looked over at me and was like, that's what this Chinese hooker said to me one time. Like, I-18, I'm like, you're creeping me out.
bingo
Please
is
stop
the
talking
worst.
to me.
Oh, 69.
Yeah, 069 was.
Oh, 69.
But I am sorry, I interrupted you. What were you?
That was the extent of my story.
B9 was the
bingo.
end of that story?
Bingo.
Bingo is a dirty game.
You know what? If you're playing for like
And the
fucking
dog,
wicker
dirty dog,
baskets or pocketbooks, that shit it gets for real.
Isn't Keno the same thing? What's the difference between Keno and bingo?
I don't know. I don't.
Well, one is a grain, right?
Keno?
Oh.
For all you people with your brain gravy non sequitur bingo.
it.
Yeah, I don't know. My mom is. I think she likes to play bingo with my grandpa now, and I've never enjoyed a game of bingo. It's always been just a reason to like drink at a hall with other people while
And
you're
figure out what the letters and number combinations can mean.
Yeah.
B9, I-18, I-17, I-16. You can make 30.
Anything, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Nuh-uh. And 45.
What's that mean?
Nothing.
Yeah, but it's not an I. He was saying I and any other number.
All right, I get it.
What?
I-9.
Uh-huh.
That's not a good. That's
That's not enough.
That's where the jokes start to get really dark.
Yeah.
Anything I-14 and below is where it just gets dark.
It gets really dark.
Oh man, speaking of I-14 and below,
What? Where is this going?
no, it's not going anywhere dark. Trust me. I seen a post today on Facebook that said that the Cash Me Outside girl makes $100,000 a month. Yeah, my cousin posted it. $100,000 a month from ad sales. The Cash Me Outside girl is going to be a millionaire by the end of this year. Can you believe that that's what it takes to become a millionaire in this country?
I'm very.
Why are you not raising your children to be
Donald Trump is
disrespectful?
president,
Yes.
so anything's possible.
Honey Boo Boo.
I'm
Honey,
so
Cash Me Outside.
fascinated with that girl.
I am
Absolutely
too.
fascinated with
I am
her.
too. I can't help it.
And just for all of the wrong reasons. For all of the wrong reasons. For all of the reasons
Well, there's some wrong reasons that I don't know if I want to get into on this podcast.
No, she exemplifies everything that is terrible. Like absolutely everything that is
but
terrible.
does that really bother you, or is it just that you like seeing a terrible person being popularized?
No, it
in
just
pop
makes me
culture?
think that I'm a fucking stellar mom. Like at the end of the day,
That's
like,
what you compare yourself
at least
to?
I'm not Danielle
Snoop's more
Briglioli's.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Makes people feel better about themselves.
like
I don't know.
"Ooh, at least my girl ain't doing that.
But she making $1 million.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where it changed for me. Like up until this point, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's fun to like watch her deal with this fame as like someone that should not be famous. Like it's, trust me, I know it doesn't sound good, but and everybody does this. Everybody likes seeing a train wreck of a person like slowly fucking just wreck into like just continue
Everything.
to tumble. Like, you know,
All the stations.
We did it with Gary Busey. We did it with fucking Robert Downey Jr. We've done it with all the child actors. We did it with Macaulay Culkin. Everybody loves watching these people like just
But the
slowly...
turnover rate now is so much quicker. I mean, do you remember quick internet sensation, that girl who did Friday? Everybody-
Rebecca Black, yes.
Yes.
Wow.
I know.
So-
well, how the fuck do I know that?
Okay, so you pulled that out of the file, out of the fucking Heckman file, and you came up with that. But now, I mean, like, nobody really... I mean, it's not on the tip of your tongue for everybody else except for Ryan Heckman.
Yeah, she's like in that like the
He
people,
can't come up with
like,
fucking
internet
the
famous
word
people.
cooler, but...
Yeah, you're right.
That is a very good point.
What's that thing in the bathroom?
What's that thing that we use multiple times a year? I don't think I've heard Friday by Rebecca Black and like
He's like, all right, I got to throw something out
two
here to
bucks.
keep this. I got to keep Rebecca Black in my mind. We're throwing out Cooler. Cooler's gone.
That's right. Fuck
Fucking
this. But anyway, I mean, like the turnover rate, like she was an internet sensation for a minute, and then that was it. And now it's her, and it's going to be over, you know, just as soon. You know, this whole internet sensation, viral media thing is disconcerting, and it's upsetting because we can't be comfortable and happy with something that takes time to do. You know, I spent 2 minutes and 41 seconds watching a video of this guy paint this huge masterpiece. You know what I mean? Like it was like 14 feet of like woodlands and seasons and astrophysicistic kind of things, and just
out of
like
macaroni.
beautiful. No, I mean like it was just a beautiful painting. That would be pretty dope though. But I mean, like, I watched this in 2 minutes, and it took this guy, you know, like 27 months to create, and I'm done with it in 2 minutes and 41 seconds.
Yeah,
You
it was
know-
like a sped up.
Yeah, I mean, my attention span for shit
Well, he
now.
should have thought about taping more of the process, okay?
But yeah,
He sold himself short.
I don't
could have done more
slow
with that.
it down a little bit. Let us enjoy it. Fuck.
But yeah, that is, I don't know. I wish we could just slow everything down just a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, that's where we're at now, like, watching someone do, like, a masterpiece in a couple of minutes. But, on the other hand, I also don't give a shit because that's where we're
We
headed.
also can do that. Watch a masterpiece
Yeah,
in a
like-
couple of minutes.
It's like, yes, we should, like, I should be appreciating this masterpiece that took a year, of this guy's life. But I wouldn't have seen that if it wasn't for the internet to provide that for me in the first place. The internet, you know what I mean? So it's like,
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Counterpoint. Wait,
True.
did you just was that you're gonna sell the hair to the doll maker?
No, that was my mind blowing.
oh, I was excited. I was like, yeah, we're all going to get a little bit of
Money.
this fucking doll hair profit, right?
No,
There's good money in that doll hair.
I'm gonna put you through
Money in
college.
them.
Yeah, no, the whole thing is it's a little bit too fast. I would really like to unplug for 24 hours a week. Like one day that I would just
I can't do it.
I know, neither can I. I can't
remember-
poop. I can't do one single fucking
How do you
task
poop where you have to
without
plug
my-
in?
I
Wait,
save my
With my
poops
phone.
for when I have over 15% battery life. I'm saving poops at this point in my life.
See?
What was it? I think it wasn't last week. It was
Saving poops.
Saving poops. Was it
What is it? What's the medical terminology for when you're saving poops?
hoarding poops?
Constipation. Oh,
No, like 2 weeks ago, we lost internet for, I think,
couple
a
minutes.
little over
No, it was like
It was a little
2
over a
days.
day.
Oh man,
It was
you
a
guys-
day and a half.
the windstorm got you.
Yeah, it was like 20 hours.
The windstorm got Rochester, and it wiped out everybody because apparently all the internet comes from Rochester for Frontier.
Yeah.
Fuck Frontier, by the way, too.
Oh, fuck
Frontier's the worst.
Frontier. Fuck Frontier with Frontier.
Yeah, Frontier, you can go fuck yourself.
Twice. Fuckers.
Like Frontier's even listening to this.
They could pull the plug on
What
us.
did you expect on the frontier?
Fuck you.
Now, so we lost internet in the first couple hours. I was like, you know what? I can occupy myself for a couple hours. I took my dog for a walk. We had an extra long game of fetch.
Took a nap.
I cleaned my house for a little bit. I did all the shit that I should have been doing if I didn't have internet. If I wasn't on the internet in the first place. But after a couple hours, I'm like, man, it should be up by now. By the next day, I was losing my fucking mind. I called Frontier like 4 times. Like, do you guys have an update on when we're going to get internet back?
Anything?
Like,
Just like some glimmer of hope.
my whole life revolves around internet at this point. And I know it's sad, but I also am just like, whatever. What am I gonna do? I love
Calling up Frontier
I
like
love
a junkie.
everything that
I just need a little. I just need
Yeah.
a little bit internet, man.
Yeah.
Give me 1 mega RAM.
Just a couple minutes, please. But like I accept the fact that I'm like I can't live without internet in my life at this point. I've accepted that, and it's crazy to me because like 10 years, I guess 15 years ago. Well, I got internet in 2000. When did your family get internet? Probably like the late 90s.
Yeah, probably late 90s.
Yeah, but like it's I don't know. I can't go back. I can't live.
No, you can never go back.
No. It's like, because everything that I do in my life revolves around internet. I play video games on the internet. I watch Netflix on the internet. If I'm not doing those two, I'm doing schoolwork or some other shit also on the computer, which requires internet. If I don't have internet in my life, I don't have anything at all. When the internet went down for that 2-day period, I dug out an old copy of Full Metal Jacket. And I couldn't even enjoy that because I was like, if the internet isn't on by this
wants to
movie
fact
gets
check.
over, I don't know what I'm going to fucking do, man. Like, the internet needs to get back. It wasn't on, so I drove.
Single player games just aren't the same.
No. Well, it's Overwatch. That's what it was. And I was on, this is my last semester of school, so I won't have these moments anymore. But I was on spring break, and I didn't go anywhere. I was spring break in New York in lovely Steuben County. But I didn't have anything to do. I wanted to play Overwatch. I'm addicted to this fucking game, Overwatch. And all my friends, like Moyer was playing. all our fucking online friends, like our new online friends, I have no idea what they look like in real life. We're playing, and they're winning. Like Moyer's on a fucking win streak, and there's this whole thing, like SR, like the ranked games, and like when you get on a four game streak, your SR, like you start getting more of these points, and like it's
chasing the dragon.
Yeah, it's chasing the fucking dragon, and it means nothing to anybody else. It's so frustrating that I obsess over this number that is my rank. Anyway, but I'm talking to Moyer because I still have phone internet. And I'm talking to Moyer. He's like, I'm on a win streak. And I'm just like, I'm losing my mind because that was my day. My whole day was to play this video game and enjoy myself.
It was ruined.
It was ruined because
Ruined
of
by
this fucking
Frontier.
windstorm. Like, basically, Rochester's Hurricane Katrina happened up
Look
there.
what God did to you, man.
Oh, I just had to sit and be a human for a couple hours. I didn't want to do that.
Terrible.
Didn't want to do that. What did you do during that time, Corey?
I cooked and I hung out with the family. That's what I did.
Was your family freaking out that they didn't have internet?
No. Yes.
I was about to say, how's that? You have a 16-year-old kid. How is that kid not freaking out over not having internet?
She was 14 and she just ate and was angry.
You don't have a 16-year-old?
He lives down in Pennsylvania.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, 16, 15, 14, and 9.5.
Well, still 14. Your 14-year-old probably freaks out if she doesn't have internet.
She stomped and rolled her eyes a lot.
That's what I did too. I mean, I did the exact same
No,
thing.
I cooked a lot. I made manicotti and stuffed meatballs, and I made what else did I make? Oh, I made spinach dip for absolutely no reason. It was like 2:00 in the afternoon, and I was like, I looked at my refrigerator. I'm like, oh,
Spinach dip
I
sounds
have
so fucking good
that
right
and
now.
that and that, and I'm making spinach dip. So I made spinach dip and mowed down on spinach dip for no reason. Like we didn't have guests. I didn't have any guests over. It's like, oh, I'll just have a little spinach dip snack.
I've never made spinach dip. Is it very hard?
It is not. It is 1 packet of the powdered ranch Hidden Valley
Probably a lot of cream
seasoning.
cheese. Yeah.
A 16-ounce container of sour cream, a drained diced can of water chestnuts, and drained
It's very
spinach.
specific.
It is,
This is
actually.
Darius Rucker all over again.
Don't you talk about the Darius.
Yeah, I fucking lost my mind. I can't live without internet. It's gonna be like this forever. Also, in Greenwood, we have the shittiest fucking internet, like
Ever.
I was talking to Miller, like I had to do a
Rural
200
internet's is
megabyte.
good.
Yeah, I had to
very
do a
good.
200 megabyte update to this game today, and it took me about 15 minutes for
That's
200.
that's really rough for
That's
200
rough.
megs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot yours is even worse here. Yeah,
It's terrible. And then Miller, it took him less than 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. It took me 15 minutes. It took my friend 5 seconds for the same amount.
Are you leaving Greenwood because of our internet?
Partially, yeah.
Is that what it is? Is Rochester
That's
full of like
one of
That's
the
where
number
that-
one
like
things.
high
That's where that
speed internet
fucking-
and
That's where the fire is. They got that good shit up there.
He'll be able to upload in 1080.
Yeah, dude, the upload...
The upload. Is way
I've
better.
uploaded files, like I've brought my computer and uploaded files specifically because they had almost a gigabyte per fucking minute or second or whatever. Like I was uploading it 700 or 800 megabytes per second. I think that's what it was. And that would have taken me, like I think I upload it.
taking you weeks here.
Yeah, I that's not even close to what I can get here, dude. It's not even in the same like order of magnitude. Like I think
It's like
I'm
dial-up. You've got dial-up here.
I'm one step above dial-up. I can use a phone while I use my internet. That's the step, basically. Anyway, we're about hitting an hour. Probably should wrap this one up. Does that sound good to you guys?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, what's Jar Jar think?
I don't know. I wonder if Tim's watching right now.
Is anybody
he's
watching?
sleeping. He's sleeping.
Look at me.
Steve, are you out there?
Steve has a play tonight. I wanted to get Steve on the podcast, but he is directing a play at Alfred State, and that is showing tonight.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good job, Steve.
Yeah,
Way to go, Steve.
Actually, we should also probably
a great show.
plug. We should plug Steve's YouTube.
His Uplays.
Yeah, Steve. So one of our other
playing, Mass
co-hosts,
Effect 2? Or no?
Steve.
New one.
He's playing Mass Effect
Andromeda?
You idiot.
Who's the best one though?
So one of our other co-hosts that any of our regular listeners should know, Steve is doing this cool thing on YouTube where he streams himself and another stand-up comedian playing video games. And the video game that
And
he's playing right now.
I watched one today where he was live streaming it, and he was actually standing up, quite literally.
So you'll see him stand up if you've never seen that. Oh, standing up. I got you there.
Yes.
He's playing Mass Effect, so you can check him out. For anybody that's interested, April 2nd at the Brute in Hornell, I am putting on a comedy show. Madeline Smith is going to be headlining. We also got a couple other people that you probably haven't heard. We have Malcolm Whitfield hosting, Jacob Carney, which you might have seen at one of my other shows. Myself, I'll be doing a set. So that's April 2nd at the Brute. It starts at 6:00. There's only 40 tickets available. It's a very small venue, 40 seats. If you're interested, contact me on Facebook. Also, if you're on Facebook, like the Brain Gravy Facebook page. Consider subscribing to us on iTunes and tell your friends about this cool podcast that we're recording in Little Old Greenwood, New York. Other than that, I have a show coming up also on, I think it is April 22nd at the Field House in Wellsville. I think that's the date, but again, check my Facebook page if you're interested in going to that. Yeah, I have nothing else. I guess we will see you next. We're going to be recording a episode on Saturday. If you're watching this live, you can watch us on Saturday, where we will have Andy from Flume's Country Store, and he's going to bring us food and beer, and we're going to sit here and talk about shit. So, thank you for listening. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Adios.
See you.
Peace out.
Meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
We have one person watching.
Who's watching me?
Is it us? Is it we?